Hey, it's Ryan, and we're here with episode 2 of the 1994 Honda XR650L Project Bike Series. Episode 1, we got the bike, brought it home, got it started within 24 hours, which was a big sigh of relief because this thing was looking rough when we went and picked it up. In episode 2, we're going to do a unboxing of the first batch of parts that we ordered, and my plan is to put the new air filter in after cleaning the airbox. Once that's done, if there's no hiccups, which hopefully not, we're going to run this thing, get it up to operating temperature, and then dump the oil, do a complete oil change, replace the oil filter, and we'll kind of see where we're at. You never know with these project bikes what we're going to run into and what we accomplish and what we don't, or what new problems we're going to find. Stay tuned. We'll see what we get into, and if you're new, welcome. If you're returning, welcome back. I appreciate the support, and here we go. So here's the first batch of parts we got for the 650 from Amazon. I got a 650 oil change kit. Came with 3 quarts of oil, a crush washer, and an oil filter. I ended up ordering another oil filter, which came with the oil filter cover gasket because I figured that's going to be bad. I also got the Battery Tinder brand battery charger. The connector was already on the battery when I got the bike, so that was just kind of an easy choice. I have the C-Tech on my Norden, which I'm happy with, but since the connector was already on there, that's what we went with. So all that stuff was from Amazon, and then this box was from Rocky Mountain MX ATV. So in here, we got quite a few bits and pieces. I think it ran us about, I want to say like $198 for everything inside of this box. Get rid of that. Tusk chain, twin air filter with a cage, a brake caliper rebuild kit. This is for the front brake caliper since it's sticking and the front wheel struggles to spin. Fresh front brakes, fresh rear brakes, and then 2 drain bolts with magnetic tips. And since there's 2, there's the drain bolts on the side of the motor and then the one in the frame. I got one of each. All right, so here's the airbox. The top panel's already been removed and a hole was drilled in the right-hand side prior to me getting it. Common mods to get some more airflow into the box. I forgot to start the camera. I've already wiped down this bottom part so it doesn't look too bad, but towards the back wall and then around the seal and in the intake itself, you can see it's a little bit dusty and nasty, so I'm going to clean it up and we'll try and do a before and after and make sure we're not dusting the engine out at all. All right, the airbox is cleaning up pretty good. I thought I'd stop here. Kind of funny how clogged up the drain is. So this is on the bottom of the airbox here. Connects to the rubber line, goes through, loops down, and dumps off. Kind of right underneath the rear shock linkage, but I mean, just completely clogged. So I'll see what I can do with this, see how bad the line itself is, because that's solid too. But the box is wiping out nice. Besides some of the seals, which I thought some of it was just old filter oil, but it looks like the sealant itself is a little eaten up, but it doesn't look too bad. I think it'll function fine. All right, so we got the drain cleared out. You can actually see in there now. The plastic cleaned up pretty good. The hose is a little brittle, some cracks on the end, but good enough for now. And we got this little L boot that attaches to the bottom of the box cleaned out. So drain's good. We'll hook that back up and finish cleaning up. All right, so we finished up cleaning up the airbox. I think it looks really good considering that plastic's 30 years old. Shined up really well. The vent, or the drain rather, is cleared out. The intake's cleared out, actually going into the carb, and then the box itself. So I'm gonna go grab some rim grease and then we'll oil up the filter, throw that on, and that's parts 1 and 2 done. We'll get the bike fired up, get it nice and warm, and dump the oil. All right, so let's jump into the air filter. Again, it's the twin air with the cage. I'll hold it up there so you can get the part number if need be. Nice solid cage. I don't have one, so this is a big plus. And here's the filter itself. All right, so let's get this thing oiled up. We got the twin air filter. We got the no toil oil, mix and match, but no one's paying us to do this, so whatever. All right, Ziploc bag. Filter in. And then we'll throw some oil in here. Try not to do too much. All right, so we got the filter all nice and oiled up, pulled it out of the gallon bag, used the gloves to make sure it's nice and even, and now we're gonna put the cage in. All right, so the airbox is clean, the filter's oiled up and installed, it fits nicely. The cage is much better than the stock filter or whatever filter I had that came with it that was just all floppy. So we'll get this thing fired up and dump the oil. All right, so this is taking a little bit longer than expected. Project bike things, right? After getting the airbox clean, filter in, I couldn't get the bike to start. Had to chase it around again. Turns out there was no spark. And it was the same issue as last time. Something's up with the ground. So after messing with the ground, it started up. I ran it. I set a timer. I think I ran it for just about 7 minutes. Got it nice and hot. I got the goofy kickstand that came with it, which puts it at a pretty wild lean angle, which is going to help us with the oil change. So that's cool. But add the ground to the list of things we're going to have to figure out, because that's going to be an issue if every time it's going to be a problem. But it ran. I'll try and add a little video in there. I didn't have the camera set up because I was not sure it was going to work. But as it was running, I got it to run with no choke, messing with the idle screw, and it was sitting there idling and sounded pretty good. So I'm going to dump the oil. We'll take a look at it. It's going to be a little skewed because I added about half a quart when we started it up the first time. So as far as coloring, it won't be true and accurate to what was in there for the last 14 years. But yeah, we'll dive into it. I'll pull the drain plug on the side of the motor, pull the drain plug off the front of the frame, hopefully pull that oil screen out with no issues and get the oil filter out. And yeah, get it all filled up, and we'll see what problems we run into next. All right, so I had watched some videos and read about how messy this oil change can be, but I wasn't prepared. I had my catch can ready up front for the front drain bolt. Completely missed the initial stream. That's what you're seeing on the ground. You can see how dark it is too, so I guess that's one positive of it. Going on the ground is that we can see the color. So we're 3 of 4 steps done. The oil line up front is disconnected. The front drain bolt is out. The left side drain bolt out of the motor is out, but the oil screen up front, which is a 17 mil, let me see if I can get it closer. All right, so better view. So the oil line is disconnected. I'm not sure how good you can see it here. And then there's the screen that's up there, and like I said, it's 17 mil, and it's pretty secure in there. So I'm gonna see what I can do. I figured with the heat it would kind of loosen it up if it was stuck, but I don't want to do anything crazy just trying to rush it. So I'll clean it up a little bit, see if I can get it off. And like I said, 3 of 4 steps done, so not bad. And we know where the the oil launch angle is for next time. All that oil excitement, I forgot about the oil filter. Pop the cover off, no issues on this end. We'll pull the filter out, see what it looks like. Whew, pretty toasted. This is hands down the messiest oil change I've ever done. Granted, it's the first time, but first time on this bike. Not my first time changing oil on something, but hopefully I get better in the future, because this is looks like a motor got friggin' murdered in here. All right, so today was definitely a learning day. All positive though. I was having a heck of a time getting the oil screen out. Turns out it's just super tight. I had to get the big guns out, get the breaker bar out. And once I did that, it came out just fine. I'll hold it up to the camera here, see if you can see just how it's really dirty. So I'm glad we pulled it out. I know one video I watched that recommended pulling this out, cleaning it every 3 oil changes, but based on how long the bike sat and all that kind of stuff, I think next time we do an oil change, we'll definitely pull that out and do a comparison to how much stuff gets stuck in the screen. But yeah, so far so good. We're gonna throw everything back in. Here's the new oil filter. We've got the new oil over here, and we'll keep moving. But you know, just project bike stuff. You're learning how different machines are and how to work on them. So you know, what I thought was going to be a quick project, now we're just pushing into the afternoon. But we'll get quicker as we do this more often, and you know, it's just how it goes with these things. All right, so I think we're going to end episode 2 there. It's not where I wanted to end, but I have a complete mess underneath the bike. The workstation's dirty, my tools are covered in oil, and I just want to have a nice reset, get everything clean so we can button this thing up, make sure it's nice and clean and not feel rushed going into it. So good learning day, like I said before. Stay tuned for episode 3. And we got more parts that are coming in the mail. We got some more parts that are on the shelf. So we got plenty to do with this old thing. And thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the next one.